red binders. Raise your hand if you're in the MSAP, the big red binders. All right, so listen. That really hasn't been working that well. Not your fault. So when we do the MSAP, the Medical Self Advocates Program, when we start that up again this year, the forms are going to look a little bit different. And I'm going to show you what the new form looks like. It's easier. It's simpler. You're going to love it. All right. So I know that you guys have your red binders at the sites. If you're in the MSAP program, you have your red binders. We have them at Norwood. We have them at Lincoln. We have them at Kensington, right? And they're going to stay there. Okay. But now the form is going to look a little bit different. So let's take a look at it. The one I'm about to show you is for the ladies. All right. Norwood, give me a thumbs up if you can see that big yellow square in the middle of your screen. There we go. All right, so you guys remember that last time we did this, there were two columns. There was like 2023 and 2024. If you'll notice, this is all just 2024. So it's only going to be this year. So it's going to be a little bit simpler. And look at this. This is one page. Let me show you. Remember how they had the smaller boxes last time? These are going to be much bigger boxes, okay? Much bigger boxes. So you got an annual physical and a 6-month. Instead of like 6 things, just 2, right? Okay. All right. So we still have the annual physical. Remember, we are mandated by Medicare, Medicaid to make sure that you have one annual physical every year. Do you know, folks, that we usually try to have your annual physical about the same month every year. So if you had it in March of last year, you'll probably have it in March again this year. This is a good thing to know for all of you MSAPers out there. You usually have those main appointments about the same time every year. Just keep that in mind, okay? Okay. So we still have the annual physical and the 6-month physical. These are appointments that you have there doesn't need to be anything wrong with you. That's just they're checking in on you once a year and 6 months later. I'm seeing some head nodding, so I'm glad you're with me here, okay? Now, look at this. A whole page for the podiatrist. Now, technically, the mandate is we only have to let you see the podiatrist once a year, but we know that a lot of times we see them a lot of times, right? So here's a box for every time you go see the podiatrist. Now, listen up. Cards are still going to be the same, guys. Right? So there's the podiatry card, right? So if you went to the podiatrist, you would match it up. And if you went to a podiatrist, you would just put a check. You can put the date, you can put an X, you can put a check, whatever you want, right? So we have a whole page here. You go to the podiatrist and you go check, right? So this is one of the differences is we have a lot more room on the page for you, not the nurse, not the staff, you to write down, yes, I've been to the podiatrist, okay? Okay, so what's next? Dental. Look at this happy old tooth. So it says dental 1 time a year, okay? The mandate, what we have to do is get y'all to a dentist 1 time a year. I know that some of you go a couple of times a year. So so you get the dental card. These greens don't match, but that's not a natural green. So let's say you get this card, right? And then you go to your new form and you match it up. Remember, the card matches this. The picture matches the picture matches on both the form See, there it is right there. And there it is right there, right? Different greens, but hey. Let's keep going. Okay. Every year we do a vision test, and we added something this year, guys. Audiology. What's audiology? It's your ears. So we do a hearing check, or the mandate is to do a hearing check every year. And in the past form, we didn't have that on there, and now we do. So again, it's just 2 on a page instead of a whole bunch in 2 years. Glasses, I mean like eyeballs and earballs. Earballs, that's not a real word. Eyes, ears. Okay? What else is on the new form? Well, thanks for asking. This is for the ladies. So if you get a gynecological exam, you would just put a check in there, or a mammogram, a boobie x-ray. All right. Oh dear. The dreaded colonoscopy. So if you're a lady over the age of 45, you will get your colonoscopy right here. If not, we'll put an NA there, which means not applicable. We have a place for flu shots and vaccines. Again, our flu shots here at Search are about the same month every year, okay? Okay, now this is also a new one, a new page in your MSAP, the psychiatry. So did you know this? When you take psychiatry meds, when you take some meds for like a psychiatric issue or program or solution, you need to see the psychiatrist every 90 days and an annual. But everybody goes annually. Hey, question, real quick. Raise your hand if you've heard of tardive dyskinesia. Okay, we might need to go over that next week. We'll go over that. But for now, all we're doing is talking about this form. And the form now, it didn't before, but now we do have a place. So if you are on a med that deals with a psychiatric issue, you have to go like 4 times a year. So bong, 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 right? So you should be keeping track of that. And labs. Dun, dun, dun. On the old form, we did not have a place for labs. Now we do. And again, this is one of those things where when you go for your labs, you would get back and take, open your book. And just put a check or the date, depending on what you can or want to do. You'd put your date or a check when you get your labs done, right? So you are keeping track of how many labs you get in the year and when you get them, right? So in review, the new MSAP forms have been changed. It's only 1 year. It's only 2024. The boxes are a lot bigger. So when you get your annual exam, you're just going to go check. I get my annual exam done. I'm like, yep. And if I can, or if I want to, I can also put the date. Okay, you can get help doing that, but really mostly all you do, you still put the cards in the back of the book. All right. And we've added psychiatry. And labs. That is all that I'm going to talk about today. We're going to start digging in a little bit deeper. I just wanted to show you the new form and tell you that changes are coming. Because there's also going to be a little bit of a change in the way that the cards are dealt with. I know that we're not getting the cards out to you on time, so I'm going to change some things to fix that, okay? All right. Take care, you guys. Be safe. More to be continued. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for getting on the screen, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye.